Today, we're going to talk about heroes, and we found that it's the small, everyday activities of ordinary folk that keep darkness at bay. Small actions of kindness and love.
Wait, did we find that? Didn't Gandalf?
That was Gandalf.
Because
we're talking about Lord of the Rings today, not hero.
That's right.
This is the first video of a 4-part series about Lord of the Rings and the differences between mediums.
Yeah, so a while back, I listened to the audiobooks of the 3 main books of Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, and I found it was really cool. There's a lot of differences in the books compared to the movies, which I was much more familiar with, that
are done for different reasons.
Yeah.
And change coolness in different ways. Not so much that one is better than the other or anything like that, but it shifts the way the story is told very appropriately.
And it kind of has to per medium, and we're going to kind of go into all the different aspects that I've noticed are different in the film versus the books.
Yeah. So one of the scenes that was changed very appropriately, and not because of simplicity's sake or lack of confusion or anything, but it brought a lot of weight to the scene by being in the movie, and that's when Frodo says he'll get the ring, or he'll take the ring to Mordor.
Yeah. So they're all in a circle, and everyone starts getting angry and standing up, and they're all yelling, and they're like, I don't know, we don't.
I'll take it.
And then Frodo,
I'll take the ring. So among chaos.
Like, yeah. So it gets really noisy, and then him exclaiming that settles everything down, and it has that scene where Gandalf closes his eyes, and then he's like slow motion. Then he opens his eyes and looks at Frodo. And contrary to in the book, everyone talks for a long time. They're all very calm. They're all just seated, and they talk for so long about what to do, and nobody knows what to do. And then it comes down to and so in the book it's very much different. It's all just settled. They discuss it in this very rational way, and they just don't come to it.
And that's what really brings weight to a scene like that, when it's only in writing, and that kind of pacing. Like, you can pace that out and make it very intense the whole way, and very, it's important to every character there. And that importance can be shown through what they're talking about and the way they're discussing it over a long period of time, and kind of the different emotions in the room, tension in the room, etc., whatever. On screen, if you just have chaos, there are emotions in the room. There's chaos in the room. Mm-hmm. They're just like, it's really important. They're all freaking out about it. And then that you have the audio and visual cue of Gandalf going through that kind of realization that Frodo just offered amidst all this, and that's probably going to be the thing that happens. And it's very appropriately changed from one form to another. Mm-hmm. Same thing told. Mm-hmm. Same amount of weight to it. Same stakes on the table.
Another scene we're going to talk about is the difference between the book version and the movie version. Is the scene where Sam has to fight Shelob to save Frodo. And there's a bit before Sam actually ends up fighting Shelob directly, which is not in the movie. It's where he's fighting Gollum in the tunnel and things like that. And I found that there's a lot more anticipation and build-up because of that other extra stuff that kind of led into the Shelob scene. But the scene itself, the important point that I want to mention is that they simplified it in the movie, where Sam is able to puncture Shelob with his sword, whereas in the book it kind of goes into details and the history of Shelob, and it talks about how nobody's sword has ever punctured her in a very, very long time. And it describes how in the book it's only because Sam stands under her and he holds his stance with the sword upright, which he does in the movie, but this explains that it's because she pounces and slams on his sword that she actually gets wounded, and otherwise that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, so she pierces herself.
Yeah, and so there's no way they could have included Shelob's history and tried to explain like no one's ever pierced her. Like it would just be unnecessary to the main issues that are happening.
It doesn't bring any more intensity to the moment, to the scene at all. And like the anticipation's there. Sam is going to fight a giant spider, and that's pretty cool. And like you just put that on the screen with like the right setting and all that, and it's fine. It has the intensity there. You don't need all this build-up of just how is he going to do it? And like, it's already how's he going to do it?
He doesn't need strategy to fight this thing. It's just like how does it happen? Right? And that's why it's interesting. And kind of on the opposite spectrum of that is we were watching some Lord of the Rings behind the scenes, and there's a little part where Ian McClellan talks about how there's the one scene where Frodo wakes up and he's in Rivendell, and Sam runs up and he's so happy to see him, and he's like back alive right after being stabbed and all that. And then I guess in the behind the scenes footage, he says to the actor who plays Sam, I forget his name at the moment, but he's like, look out for this when you act out the scene. People are going to be watching that you grab Frodo's hand, because in the book that's a detail about that scene that adds the special quality, and it doesn't make the moment better for the sake of it, but it's one of those really simple things that can be done that doesn't take away from the movie, and there's nothing complicated about it. It's just awesome. Have that in there. Where the Shelob thing, it was taken out because it's like it doesn't have a place. If you have it in there, it just takes up space. Yeah, just kind of the differences between the three. One completely changed the Frodo, I'll take the ring, appropriately for the medium. One for simplicity's sake, but because it's just unnecessary in this new format and in like the scope of the movie. And the other one, it was in the book, and then they brought it into the movie as well, just because it's a subtle thing and it adds so much realism and the kind of depth of the characters and everything that was in the original content. So
there's nothing really done for the sake of it. They all have a purpose, and then all the different kind of purposes between taking things out and leaving things in, going from one medium to another. Lord of the Rings did it well.
Yeah. So that's part one of our Lord of the Rings medium from Switch adaptations of mediums from the book to the movie.